Okay, evolving during the COVID-19 pandemic is something we've seen many businesses have to do. Now, many businesses had to go from bricks and mortar stores to thriving online. For more though, let's bring in Russell Lamb from Ecodownunder. Russell, great to see you.
Thanks for having me back, Holly.
I wanted to ask first, Russell, tell us about Ecodownunder and the work that you guys do.
Well, 25 years ago, we decided we'd have a business focusing on sustainability and supporting Australian manufacture. And it seems like with all the changes of COVID, suddenly both of those things have become flavour of the month. So really trying to do better environmentally, organic cottons, but also manufacturing in Australia. So in the bed and bath category, that's really what we're about.
Yeah, remarkable. Talk to us a little bit about that increased demand and consumer demand for sustainable, eco-friendly products.
Well, it's really interesting. It's like we started it 25 years ago, and it was I guess we were kind of the first there. Whereas as you see over the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and earlier news here today, just talking about sustainable energy, it's like it's reached a tipping point, and now it's the flavour of the month. And COVID has really brought a lot of things to a head, and moving from high rent physical stores to a lower cost structure allows us to have a wider range online and deliver better value to customers. So it's an opportunity.
Yeah, and that's not what we've heard from a lot of businesses during this time. A lot of businesses have been struggling, but you're saying that moving from leaving bricks and mortar stores and moving to online has actually been a good thing for you and your business.
Oh, absolutely. We had 20 stores at one stage and high rents, which meant that we had to have higher prices to cover the rent, and our range was limited because we had to pay for the space, whereas now we can significantly expand the range and deliver better value to customers. And you get into that virtuous loop where your fixed costs as a percentage of sales come down, so you can pass on better value to the customer. The sales volume goes up, which means your fixed cost as a percentage goes down again, and you can lower your prices again. And COVID really, we knew this was going to happen. We've been preparing for 5 or 6 years, but in April, May last year, our online business went from 10% to 50% of our business. So that was the real turning point that allowed us to really commit to this strategy.
And talk to us a little bit about, you mentioned at the start that you guys manufacture in Australia. How have the logistics behind that been for you guys during the pandemic?
There's products that are viable in Australia. It tends to be the bulkier items. So we have about a third of our range is made in Australia, and that's been very strong. For things like woolen underblankets and quilts and pillows, the bulkier things where there's a shipping advantage. But about 2/3 of our product comes from India, and the shipping costs, as it's been on ticker quite often, is that we're now paying 4, 5, 6 times as much for shipping out of India than we were paying 2 years ago. And that's, as I said, that's made Australian manufacture a lot more attractive, which is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you on that one. Now, moving to online, the communication with your clients has to be, I guess, a lot more positive and efficient. How did you guys adjust your communication strategy?
Yeah, look, we're like most people. We've had to learn with Google and Facebook, and like everybody else, customer acquisition and building building a customer list is really the big issue. There's a lot of businesses out there have millions of people on their customer lists, and so we find it's working really well for us. It's taken a while to understand how these things work and get that balance between driving growth but also paying the bills as we go along. But it's long term. It's a no-brainer for us. Our fixed costs as a percentage of sales are half the chains with the big stores. Ultimately, that becomes a big tailwind, and it all becomes about customer acquisition now.
Yeah, wonderful. Russell, great to chat with you. We love hearing these stories. Congratulations and thanks so much for your time.